welcome back. So next we're going to actually have you go out and find an image on unsplash.com and select that image and take it into Photoshop and open it. Once you have your image opened in Photoshop, I'm going to open this mug image, and we're going to crop for our cover photo in Facebook. But before we do that, and while you're out there looking for your image, again, you need to go to www.unsplash.com, select one of the images, and open it in Photoshop. But let's talk about some of the reasons why you would crop an image. Obviously, you would crop an image to make it a specific size, perhaps to use as a thumbnail, or to eliminate distracting elements, recomposing your image. Perhaps you didn't get the right composition when the image was taken, or to get it to print to a specific size for a frame, etc. One of the main reasons you crop is to accentuate a specific part of the image or a subject matter. And so that's one of the reasons for the rule of thirds. When we place an image in one of these third quadrants right here where the lines intersect, or barring all else where one of these lines goes up and down or across our image here, that places emphasis and importance on that part of the image. Another really important thing to take into consideration with the rule of thirds has to do with horizons. And so to demonstrate the horizon, go ahead and let's look at a few images in Bridge. So I'm going to go to Browse in Bridge. I'm going to open Country Time, Water Horizon, and Water Horizon 2. Again, I hold down my controller command key as I select each of those individually. And here is a good example on Water Horizon 2 of a good crop. You'll see if I select my crop tool, C will select the crop tool for me, and I have ratio selected with nothing in my width and height so that my entire image is selected here. And I'm going to click on it, and you will see that along the top here in this top thirds quadrant, that horizon line falls almost directly upon the rule of thirds line. If this image had been cropped something like this, where the horizon is directly in the center, the image is not as dynamic. It loses its appeal. So Command Z, click on it, you can see the horizon line there. And that's in Water Horizon 2. Let's look at Water Horizon, and you'll see that this horizon line falls almost directly within the center of the image. And so to correctly crop this image, what you would want to do is bring that horizon to either the top horizontal rule of thirds line, or you would bring it down and have it fall on the bottom rule of thirds line. Now I want you to open countrytime.jpg, and you're going to crop this to a 5:7. Then you're going to have to switch to make it 7:5 by clicking the center height and width swap button. You're going to have to straighten the image, and so that's going to involve one of two things. You can either turn it using the corner here, or you can straighten it using the straighten option in the crop option bar. So click the straighten and you click on the land horizon here, draw a line showing the angle it's currently at, and it will straighten the image for you. Once again, select the straighten tool, click on the image where you want to straighten. So you see my cursor has the straighten tool attached to it. So I'm going to click and I drag up on the hay here. When I release, my image is now straightened. You're going to have to place the tractor directly on the intersection of the lower left rule of thirds line, and you need your horizon line from the hay to be along the bottom third here. You can either hit check or enter. Again, 7 inches by 5 inches, straightened, cropped. I'm going to bring it in just a little bit up here at the top so that I'm sure that I don't have any transparent pixels selected. Horizon line follows exactly along, and my tractor here is placed in the intersection of the lower third. Hit enter or return, and then save this as 6B and your last name _ countrytime.psd. Make sure it's going in your chapter 6 folder. Click save. So it's always good to pay attention to those horizon lines. Now what I would like for you to do is to go back to that image that you were getting from unsplash.com, and we are going to crop your image, placing the subject matter on the intersecting rule of third line. So you're going to have your subject matter placed where these lines intersect. But for this crop, what we're going to do is put in a specific pixel size. And so the first thing you're going to need to do is go in the upper left corner and select ratio. And we're going to be cropping this image as if we were cropping for the cover photo on our Facebook page. So the big photo along the top. And cover photos are 851 pixels wide by 315 pixels tall. And so my number right here is going to be 851 by 315. A pretty unconventional size. It automatically knows I'm talking about pixels. So then I'm going to adjust my image. My coffee cup here is the image that I'm working with, and that is my focal point of this picture. So I want to place it in this intersection here on the right. And so I'm going to click and drag on my handles so that I can make sure that I'm getting a pleasing crop. And so I would directly probably place that right there. Notice I'm adjusting just by pulling in those handles to make sure I've got it exactly where I want it. Once you're satisfied with where you have your image placed, go ahead and set your crop. You can either hit the check mark up here, double click inside, or hit the enter or return key. I'm going to double click, and then you're going to save your image. So Command Shift S. This is going to be 6C, your last name, _ whatever the image name was. Make sure you're in your chapter 6 folder and click save. And that will conclude this part of cropping, resizing, and rotating.